How are you, Zach? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm numb is the best way to describe how I'm feeling right now. How are you, Sharon?
I'm good, a little tired. I'm sure you're getting a lot of heat this morning.
Yeah, no, I just had Taylor Hale just absolutely roast me for my decision making process. But I look, I am telling everyone this. I still stand by my decision because with Vince and Morgan on the block, it's still we would have been in the same position because those were my final two, and like I could not afford to use that power and still be in the same position with those three, and so that's the reason why I didn't use it. And I was hoping that one of us would have won the blockbuster, taken ourselves off, and then we would have used that power in the upcoming weeks. So that was my thought process in that moment.
Okay. People are saying, people want to know why didn't you maybe go to Ava, use it as leverage? What did you ever think about that?
I I never went to Ava because I knew that she had blindsided me fully, so I didn't fully trust her. So if I had told her about the power, it wouldn't have surprised me if word had gotten fully out about the power. And that's the reason why I didn't tell her. And I had heard from everyone else that Morgan was going to be the fourth person to be put up. And for that reason, I was like, you know what, we're going to risk it. I always have full confidence in myself in terms of like a blockbuster, but then also the perception of the house when Kat was closing the box is that I was good. I was 100% safe this week. And clearly that's not the case because perception changes every 20 minutes in the Big Brother house. And yeah, that's what ended up happening. I still don't regret the decision. I still think that if we had gotten past this week, we would have been in a perfect position to really make a run for it. And yeah, that's kind of my thought on it.
Oh my God, I have so many things. Well, if Rachel's HOH, well,
I
spoiler
did
alert.
hear about that about 10 minutes ago, and I'm geeking out as a fan because I know for a fact who exactly is going to go on the block, and America is going to love it for the drama. Like, it is going to be incredible.
Who do you think? Who do you think's going on the block?
Morgan, Mickey, Vince. 100%. Those are going to be the three. If the one person that I'm not 100% sure, it may not be Mickey. It wouldn't surprise me if she's the fourth nom, however, and Rachel puts up a pawn. And so I know that because Rachel was really trying to get close to me this week. She literally volunteered to be part of that punishment that I had to do this week. And she was really like, she told me, she's like, hey, I want to work together. But then 20 minutes later, I hear she's crashing out at Morgan in the storage room. And so like I knew for a fact that she wasn't on my side. If I had won HOH this week, she would have been a fourth nom for me, so I could blindside her. And yeah, so for in terms of like America, it's going to be cinema this week. So you guys better tune in. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, Rachel did vote to evict Vince. She was one of your votes to stay. Talk to me about the votes, like going into, you lose the blockbuster, going in. Where do you think it's going to go? Who are you surprised didn't keep you?
Look, there were like four people in the middle, and it was Riley, it was Morgan, it was Lauren, and it was Mickey. And like they had told me the night before that they had got me, Riley and Mickey specifically. Obviously, things change, and you can't trust anybody's word. But I knew that it was going to be pretty much one side or the other. And that's kind of why the vote went that way. I know that the morning of Ashley came to me freaking out because she's like, Zach, I don't think you have the votes. And she's like, I'm sorry, like I can't go against the house. I'm like, okay, well, thanks, Ashley. You literally told me like every single day leading up to this that you were a for sure vote for me. But I also understand it's part of her game and she has to stay with the house. But in that moment, I knew that Vince or I absolutely had to win the blockbuster. But that's the morning of. If I had known that during the time that Kat was, closing the box, I would have 1,000% stood up and used the power. But I really felt good in that moment. Obviously, Big Brother, everything
Yeah.
changes every 20 minutes. So that's all I can say.
Zach, there's 4 days after that veto meeting, or 3 days at
100%.
least. So,
100%.
um, but talk to me about Morgan and Lauren because they didn't vote to keep you. You had a very close relationship with Morgan. You said she was one of your number ones.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think she had a crush on you. I don't think that's a secret. And then you obviously had a crush on Lauren. You had a relationship with her. Like, did those two votes surprise you?
No, I knew that they were going to vote together. Like they had at least 4 one-on-ones leading up to the live vote that morning. Like literally, they
Oh,
were sitting there hashing it out. It was a nonstop roundabout conversation for them. And I wanted to make it very clear to Lauren, do what's best for your game. Like people are kind of perceiving us as like a twosome in terms of like, I would never vote you out. But I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to vote for me. Like I was saying that in the moment. Clearly, I was too selfless in that moment because she ended up voting to keep Vince in. But I don't hold it against either of them because I know for a fact that this was the hardest vote that they've ever had to make because Vince and I were so close to the both of them. Like we had groups of three. It was me, Vince, and Morgan that would stay up consistently every night. And then it would be me, Vince, and Lauren that would sit down and talk to each other. And we just like that's where like our bonds were. And so the fact that Vince and I were up there, I knew it was such a difficult decision. So it clearly came down to, what was best for the game. And clearly it was Vince over me. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were very upset last night when you left.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think Morgan found a bracelet next to your bed or something. Did you leave that for her, for Lauren? Did you leave that on purpose or no?
I
She's like contemplating why this bracelet was left.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just like
Tell me what.
I didn't leave it for anybody. It was literally like I just kind of left it there because it was getting like stretched out and kind of like old and I just had made it before coming into the house and it wasn't there for anybody but I'm glad that did Morgan like wear it? I genuinely don't know. Did she like pick it up and keep it? Like what ended up happening?
I think she did. I haven't, this is breaking news. I don't know yet, but yeah, I think she's
Morgan, I love you to death. I really do. I'm not laughing at the situation. I am like that's hilarious because I just left the bracelet there next to my bed. I didn't want it. I didn't want it anymore.
Zach, you could have sold it on eBay or something.
It was a gross bracelet that was like becoming stretched. And I'm like, who would have wanted that? But clearly Morgan did.
Oh my God. Speaking of Lauren, though, I want to ask, like, is there a mutual interest there? Is that something you're hoping to explore outside the house, or are you guys just friends?
No, I made it very clear to her. I do want to date her 100%. But I mean, it's also the type of thing where I think both of our families heading into this game, they wanted us to focus on the game. Like, that's really what it was. And like, we understand that showmances are dangerous. And another thing is like, I don't know if America knows this. She's never had a boyfriend before. So it's like all of that put together. I didn't want to put her in an uncomfortable spot. And I also didn't want the perception of us together to be a huge thing like Riley and Kat. Clearly that was used this week, though, to vote me out. So I understand that it still did happen. But I was trying to do what was best for our games. And I told her, I was like, once she leaves the house, whenever that is, I am going to reach out to her and I'm going to fly to New Orleans. So we'll definitely be there in Louisiana and we'll see what happens. She is exactly my type. Like literally, I told her when she walked into the house, like my jaw dropped like a cartoon character because I'm like, this is like the way that I describe the way that I wait, what?
I said, I think we probably saw that. I don't know.
The way that like I described my type, like leading up to this, like she's exactly the person like my type, and she's an even more genuine and better person. Like I can say nothing bad about Lauren whatsoever.
Yeah, no, she seems like a sweet girl. You did not love Ashley. I know you were talking about earlier, but she did give you a heads up. She was the one. I mean, what is your reaction to her being a lawyer? Talk to me about Ashley.
I found that out this morning. Okay. I had no idea in the house. My thing is like, Ashley, I love you to death, girl. I'm going to see you outside of this house. But if you were ever my lawyer, I would be a bit scared because she spilled the beans to literally everybody. When the week that Jimmy left, I had told her that I was like, Jimmy has yet to have like a conversation with me, a one-on-one. Why would he even like warrant my vote if he's never willing to do that? I saw her immediately after our conversation walk directly to him. He have a conversation. He walks directly to me. And I'm like, Ashley, I can never tell you anything because you're literally just spilling the beans on everything that I let you know about. And so that's my take on Ashley. Like from a personal relationship, she's a top 5 person in that house for me. Literally, she's like a sister to me. Like we cut up nonstop. But from a game sense, I was so scared to work with her. It's the best way to describe my relationship with her because of those moments. Like I could never trust her to keep her mouth shut.
Okay. Did you hear that last week she tried to change her vote after she voted for Kelly? She ran back in the DR and was like, "No, no, actually, Jimmy."
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did she actually try and do that?
Yes. And Julie was like, "No, no, you can't do that."
Holy, oh my God.
She
Like
saw
I
Will in
said,
the hallway and Will was like, "What'd you do?" And she's like, "Voted for Kelly." And he was like, "No." And she ran back in.
oh, oh
That
my.
was a fun moment.
I didn't know
Uh,
that. If anyone was to ever do that, it doesn't surprise me that it is Ashley. But I truthfully, I don't know how she's gonna make it in this game just because of just those types of situations. But I'm rooting for you, Ashley. I am. There's just
can't
yeah.
you can't help but stan her. I mean, she's hilarious.
She's so funny. She is funny.
Do you feel like you did enough campaigning after, Kat closes the box, you start to hear rumblings of maybe you don't have all the votes? Like, do you feel like you could have done anything more to stay?
I mean, the only other way that I could have offered myself up, I offered myself up as a pawn to Riley and Catherine because I was trying to figure out who the middle votes were. And they really, I know Riley specifically was on edge. She was 50-50 is what everyone was telling me. And so, like, I did in that moment. And I knew that, the other middle votes were Lauren, Morgan, and Mickey. And so that's another reason why I told Morgan and Mickey about my power is because, like, as we're part of the melting pot, I wanted them to see that they could use me in upcoming weeks. And so that's where the campaigning really directed to, as like we were heading into that live vote. But I was also trying to keep focused on the Blockbuster. And like, truth be told, like I went to bed the night before thinking I was 100% fine because I revealed the power up. I told Mickey literally everything that I knew in the game, trying to build trust with her leading up to it. And she said she had me. And then I wake up the next morning and Ashley's like flipping out because she's like, Zach, I don't think you have the votes. Like Ashley was a person early in the week. She said she's got me in any situation up there on the block. And I knew that I had her, I had Rachel, and I had Will. Like, and so that's who I knew I had for a fact. And when she told me that she wasn't sure, I was like, holy crap. I better win this Blockbuster. Vince better win this Blockbuster. And unfortunately, we ran into the comp beast in Keanu. And Keanu, I give you credit in that aspect, but I think your social game is incredibly sloppy, if I can be very clear.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, how confident were you when you saw what the Blockbuster was? Were you worried? Were you like, maybe I can pull this off?
I was like thinking, we walked in and I was thinking, okay, it's an even playing field because I had yet to see, Keanu really work with puzzles like that specifically. The issue that I had is that before the comp started, I was not cheating. I was kind of cheating. I was kind of glancing like at Keanu, trying to figure out what the first initial steps were, but I didn't give it enough of a process. And so like when I started doing the steps that I thought, I knew it was absolutely wrong. And in that moment, I was like, oh crap, all of these blockbusters take like 2 minutes. So it's like I didn't think I had enough time to step back and reassess. So I was kind of like rushing in that moment, and I was kind of praying that Vince had it better. Clearly, Keanu, like I said, Keanu is a comp beast. He's gonna end up on another show, an athletic show. It's gonna be like maybe
Challenge.
Survivor, maybe the Challenge, something like that. And yeah, so that was my thought process in that.
Fair. Okay. Zach, how many times have you heard the name Marcellus this morning?
Oh, every single person, every single person. Yeah.
Did you get the reference when she hit you? You were like,
I had heard the reference before. Like, truth be told, I wasn't the biggest, Big Brother fan heading into it, but I had understood the reference. And when she hit me on the head, I was like, "Yup, I understand why she's doing this in this moment." But no, look, I still stand by what I did. I mean, like, if the situation was different, I absolutely would have played it. If the perception was a little bit different and it was a little bit more shaky in that moment, I would have played it. But I mean, at the end of the day, like hindsight is always 2020. If I had won the Blockbuster, then I would have been riding a major high right now, being like, I'm about to win HOH. Clearly, though, this is the reason why I used the power, or I did not use the power, excuse me. Rachel's HOH right now. And because Rachel's HOH, this is the exact reason why I wanted the power, because I would have been able to pull myself off, and then we would have had 2 people left in our alliance, and we would have had a chance to stay in the game, all three of us. So that's the reason why I didn't, is for this exact reason. We'll see who she nominates, but I'm really excited for it. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this gonna make you a bigger fan of Big Brother, or are you gonna take a break?
I'm going to be tuning in this week because this is like, as a fan, I'm geeking out. Like, I have fallen in love with Big Brother, and like, I hate it in terms of like my best friends in the game going to be up on the block. But I mean, from a fan perspective, this is exactly what I think a lot of people wanted to see. And so we'll see. I really do think it's going to be Vince, Morgan, and Mickey on the block. She may try and backdoor Mickey, but that is who I think is going to be on that block for sure.
Vince asked her last night if he could go through the front door and not the back door, and she said, "Oh, it's funny you think you're good enough to go through the back door."
Oh my gosh. That's iconic. That's literally that is very iconic.
You're gonna enjoy seeing these clips, I think, when you come out.
I don't know. I mean, Sharon, did they talk a lot of crap about me when I was in the house? Was that the perception, or like
I don't think there's like, personal crap. There's always game talk.
For sure, game talk,
that stuff, but I don't think there was personal. I think you're fine there. I think you're just going to have to defend your decision for the rest of your life. That is the one thing.
For the rest of my life. Hey, Big Brother, give me another opportunity so I can prove myself.
Well, that's my last question, Zach, is like, would you be interested in playing Big Brother again? And how would you play differently if you could?
100% I would. In terms of like the gameplay, I'd probably be a little bit less selfless. And it's not like, even then, like, I still wouldn't have used the power. And it's because my number one would have been sitting right next to me. Or if I took myself off, my number two would have been on the block as well. It just didn't make sense in terms of game to me. I understand that. Like, I understand people are going to be upset, but it really didn't make sense. I will say, though, like, I will be more cutthroat in terms of my conversations with people, because like, it would be the type of thing where I need to lay out exactly, this is the reason why you need to keep me. This is what we have to do. And like, I think I would have gone about it better in terms of checking up with people a lot more, in terms of people that I thought I was automatically good with. And I think that kind of got a little bit away with me. And what I'm specifically talking about is with Ava. And if Will had influence in the decision, I would have done the same with him as well. But I thought when they were in the final two of their HOH that I was going to be totally fine, regardless of who won. And so that was my thought process in the moment. And yeah, if I did play Big Brother, I would do it a little bit differently, for sure. We've learned.
Okay.
We've definitely learned. So
I love to hear that, Zach. Real quick before we go, who are you hoping follows you out the door?
Like immediately after the door?
Yeah, like this week. Who would you like to see?
Well,
leave?
it can't be Rachel, but Rachel was my number one for sure. I would say because it's not her. I mean, all of my friends are about to be on the block, so this is about to be really interesting. I would say, like, truthfully, I would say Keanu, just because, like, I don't think his social game warrants him still being in the game, but I can respect how much of a comp beast he really is. And for that reason, I can respect it. But I would say, like, Keanu or Kelly, just because I don't know if I would see them in jury, if I'm being quite honest with you. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Jimmy said he's going to add you to the group chat once you get out of here. So that'll be fun to catch up.
I need to FaceTime him and apologize that I voted him out. But I followed right after him. So
yes, you did. All right, Zach. Well, have a great day.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Bye.